Hey my lovies, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Nigel is here to talk about season 6 that is coming. Season 6 of Sisters, that's coming very soon. And I want to do a quick video based on some information that I've been reading, that I've been researching, and I want to bring it to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about it and see what you guys think. Now, before I go any further, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified each time I post a video. Like, share, tell a friend to come and watch the videos, and definitely leave a comment so I can know you guys' thoughts. So we're going to dive right in the video. Now, the first one is Andi. You see Gary with all these flowers. I mean, it's kind of cute, but it's Gary. So it's about Andi. It says, Andi continues to be the voice of reason when it comes to her girlfriends, but not necessarily when it comes to Gary. Now, we know as women, there are times when we become, somebody would say, digmatized. And trust me, digmatization it's real. It have you do weird things for weird reasons, and it's like it doesn't make any sense. It's not making any sense to you. It's not making any sense to your friends. It's just not making any sense at all. And that's Andi and Gary. Now, there was a point in time where I used to root for them to be together. I wanted them to start over, have put everything on the table, talk about it, and then move on. Start dating before they dive back into having sex or even anything like that. Being together, sleeping over, all of that stuff. I wanted them to date each other first, right? That's what I wanted for them. That's what I prayed for them. That's what I've been voicing for them on my channel for so long. But I've gotten to a point where I realized that they are really no good for each other. At this point, I'm giving up on that theory completely. I mean, Gary is a cool guy and Andi is a really nice girl, but together, they're just not going to go together. Gary has, I wouldn't say baggage, but Gary has too much unresolved issues, especially when it comes to Andi. It started off too rocky. Her being on the side, Gary being a whole married man. It started off too bad for them to even come over it now. They would require a lot of therapy, a lot of time, and I think they're too young to be going through all of that just to make a relationship work, even though they do love each other. But at this point, what I want them to do is to find somebody else. I want Andi to find somebody else that she likes. I want her to date that person before even getting involved in any way. Just date. Or even if she wants to stay single for a while, I would agree with that too. Stay single for a while, date yourself, and enjoy that time, and step away from the crazy of Gary. It seems to me like, based on what we've heard in the seasons, she was in a abusive relationship when she was in college, and she let a lot slide. And then Gary did that twice, and she's letting it slide. I think she needs to move on from that and try something different. Maybe that's the type of guys that she's dating. Maybe she has a type. But I really think it's time for her to move from that. She is not being reasonable when it comes to Gary. She's too easy. She's saying that she's keeping him calm because he was going to sue her and all of that. If you have to go through all that for him just not to sue you, then it's not worth it anymore, Andi. It's time for you to move on. Just like we're voting for you and praying that you just move on from that situation. Tyler Perry, let Andi move on. Well, this is just my opinion, guys. Tell me what you guys think should happen between Andi and Gary, because I'm no longer rooting for them to be together. Gary needs somebody who will challenge him and not somebody as easy as Andi. He needs somebody that would stand up to him. That's my thought, though. So the next sister we're going to look at is Sabrina. So Sabrina and Maurice are both happy to be released from jail, but the robbery case is still very much active and they must figure out a way out of it. Calvin, however, continues to show up for Sabrina and support her as he always has, but isn't enough to remove him from the friend zone. So if you guys watched the last season, you know that they are officially not together anymore. That's Sabrina and Calvin. They're officially not together anymore. But Calvin is now showing up and he is being supportive. Even when she was in jail, he was willing to give up his savings as bail for her. And now that she's been there, he's been there for her. She's been out. He's been there for her. you know, just making sure that she's okay. Even when she had the meetup with Baya, like he was chilling, he was really trying. But is it going to be enough for her to take him from friend zone? I don't think Calvin and Sabrina is going to be a thing anymore. I know Calvin have mad love for her, but I don't think they're going to be together romantically again. I'm not saying it can't happen, it can happen, but I've been saying it from the beginning, like I don't think they should be together that way anymore, because in the back of Sabrina's mind there's always going to be questions, even though she knows that, listen, this man loves her and he's not bisexual, pansexual, or any other sexual, he likes her. But the fact that she questions his sexuality in the beginning, and they went through a whole lot of stuff with the underwear and the guy, and you know, all the suspicions, it's always going to be there in the back of her head. Like every time he does something like slightly not as masculine as she's expecting it to be, then she's going to start to question it again, to say, oh, is he actually gay or is it just me? I think that's what is going to happen. And that's the reason I've been saying for so long that I don't think they should be together. They can definitely be friends. I mean, Calvin has been an amazing support system for her, especially after she came out of jail. Like, he's been there for her. But I don't think they should go in depth with any romantic relationship. They should just leave it as is for now. They should leave it as it stands right now. Again, guys, just my opinion. Tell me in the comments if you want Calvin and Sabrina to be together, or if you think they should really just call it quits. Speaking of calling things quits, it seems as if Preston is moving on to Mindy. So we're gonna talk about Danni now. Now, Danni begins to spiral a little and seeks down her sorrows with alcohol over her bad decisions, as well as facing the fact that she might really have lost Preston for good. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Preston, if you really like Danni, then go after her and stop throwing Mindy in her face. Like, I don't want you to take that approach with the situation. But it seems in season 6 we're going to meet Mindy and they're having a conversation with Danni. I'm not sure what the conversation is going to be about, but there was a part in the trailer where Danni was asking Preston, like, were you with her like when you called me? So I'm guessing Danni is like trying to come to terms with all the messed up decisions that she's been making about her hot girl summer, and now it's like she's kind of regretting the situation with even Preston, because honestly, if she had spoke to Preston initially when they started having issues, instead of both of them just running and denying everything, if she had just had a conversation with Preston and, listen, I like you, I want to see where this goes, but honestly I don't want to be smothered, I want to take my time, because she was like, Preston was basically living with her and they weren't even seeing each other for like 2 weeks. So if they had taken the time to like get to know each other a little bit, you know, instead of just bomb rushing everything, living together. I understand a person, but Preston volunteered to go somewhere else to stay. I think she should have taken him up on that option and given it some time for them to like build on it, because they really do like each other. And I mean, I'm a Destin fan. I want to see them together. But I need Preston to be sure that Danni is who he wants and take this Mindy situation. I don't want him to like drag her along or drag Mindy along, either of them along, to say that she's going to choose based on who let him go. Like, I don't really have much to say about him. Like, I've already spoken my piece about Danni and her hot girl summer idea, and her just flaunting and choosing everybody else instead of Preston, instead of just facing their feelings. And I already spoke on Preston like doing what he thinks is best by throwing Mindy in this situation. Like, if you don't say yes, I'm going to go and marry that girl, like, that don't make any sense. Like, nobody's gonna choose you because you're saying that, if you get what I'm saying. Alright, so let's move on to Karen. So Karen unfortunately can't seem to catch a break as she attempts to distress her life for the safety of the baby she's carried. Stress continues to rise in every part of her life, especially when tragedy strikes her place of business. So if you guys have been keeping up, we know that Karen is going to run into some issues with her salon, right? Apparently her salon is gonna like I think it's gonna catch a fire or something like that, and she is going to, I think she's gonna going to try to put it out, and she's going to faint. And her neighbor in business is going to be the person who finds her, get her to the hospital and whatever. But in the trailer it says that she's saying that she lost everything, which is basically true, because I mean, she does depend on the salon for, that's her main source of income. Listen, with current situation, have you heard about karma and what you do to others? Like, isn't it funny how, like, she's going in a downward spiral and Zach is going in an upward spiral? Like, isn't it crazy? I mean, Zach has a lot of things going on, but isn't it crazy? Like, I'm talking about financially in terms of business and all of that. Isn't it crazy? Like, she's going down and he's going up. But hey, let me tell you something. Life has a funny way. Like, God has a really funny way of humbling people. Like, this is a real life situation that I know, that I've seen before. And trust me, God has a way of humbling people. You see how she treated that man, especially right before they ended up breaking up, like how their entire interactions and all of that, you see how she treated him. But that's just God's way of humbling people. God has a funny way of showing it, because if we watch Zach, we see that financially Zach is stable. He has a house. His business is doing good. Like, he's doing good. Apart from his baby mama drama and the fact that him and Fatima is really going through it in terms of relationship wise, but financial wise, business wise, like, he's doing good. Mentally, I think he's doing pretty good. Current situation is like taking a toll. It's like their situations have been reversed, and she's going through what Zach was going through, and now Zach is going through the part that she was at. But that's just God's way of humbling you. Like, don't ever talk down on anybody. I always say this, don't talk down on anybody, because life has a way of just, like, things can just change in the blink of an eye. Like, tomorrow you're up, and then tomorrow, the next day, you like be completely down. So you gotta stay humble, and you gotta always remember, like, where you and somebody's coming from. You gotta always remember where you're coming from. You cannot be too hype. I mean, yes, you can be happy for your success, but you gotta be careful how you speak on people, because that shit will come right back on you. But that's what Karen is going through. She's going through a lot, even with Erin. She said that she doesn't want to do it with Erin anymore. I'm guessing because of the whole John situation with the other girl, but she's gonna come back up. She has her sisters, who's going to be her main support system. I want her to focus on herself and the baby, and she's gonna figure it out. I have hope for her. So the last one we're gonna talk about is the last sister, is Fatima. Fatima confronts Zach regarding his reaction to news about Karen, and Zach reassures Fatima that she's the only one he wants. So here we go again. And I say here we go again because we've done this before. So I'm assuming that Zach hears the news about Karen and her salon and the fact that she fainted. Remember, she is still possibly bringing his child, right? So he hears the news, and apparently the way he takes it, maybe he's concerned, or maybe he feels distraught, or it's your ex, you had mad love for her, and then something like this happens. I'm guessing he feels away, and Fatima is like, I'm guessing Fatima is not liking his reaction towards his ex, because if the roles were reversed, he would probably react the same way towards her. So she just wants to confront him to make sure that, listen, is everything okay? And Zach has to go the reassuring route to make sure that Fatima knows that, listen, you're the only person that I want. And this is the reason why when I watched Fatima, I was so sad to hear when Fatima said that she doesn't have any issues and she doesn't need therapy. She absolutely does need therapy, because you see those past traumas that you've been through with your exes, and the fact that he chose somebody over you to marry over you, like, that shit is still eating you up. Like, you still have that in the back of your head, and that's the reason why Zach has to always be reassuring you that, listen, I'm not going back to my ex. It's not about being insecure. It's about, it happened before, so you're scared that it's going to happen again. It really isn't insecure. It's a matter of being scared that she's going to go through that same heartbreak. because it was like the same thing with Ian. She met Ian when he was in a funny space, and she helped him get to the point in his life where he is comfortable, both financially and mentally, and then he chose somebody over her. So it's like, it's deja vu for Fatima. So another lot of persons are like over the fact that she always brings up Karen, or she needs reassurance. But I mean, he did sleep with her while they were talking. Well, not dating, but they started talking. So it's like, I feel like it's not Zach's responsibility to ensure that Fatima feels secure, but he did play a role in the reason why she's questioning him now. So Fatima needs to get everything, like, she needs to get herself together and to like reassure herself that, listen, he's not going to choose Karen, and Zach needs to get to a point where Fatima can stop questioning him about him choosing anybody else. Like, he needs to be firm. I understand that they're engaged and whatever, but like, you can be engaged and your mind and your heart is completely somewhere else. Like, you need to get her on that path where she's comfortable to say that she feels secure enough to know that she doesn't need to question you, even if your reaction says something else. I think that's where they need to get on. That's my opinion. So we see where we're finally going to get to see some clips of Michael, that's Zach's son, and he's going to be wanting to get custody of Michael based on the situation. I'm guessing the environment that he went to visit Michael in is not something that you would want your son to be in. So, you know, he's kind of emotional, and Fatima's reassuring him that, listen, we're gonna get custody, we're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna be okay. And I love that for them. I want them to be together, even though Fatima has us a bit iffy. I'm really waiting to see how this timeline is going to work out, because the last we seen them on Fatima, like, she left and she was going back to her apartment. So is that where she's going to be in season 6? Like, I have so many questions that I want to be answered, but I don't want to make this video too guys long. That's it for me on the 5 sisters. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell so that you can be notified each Friday when I post a video. I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, share, leave a comment, and check out all the other videos on our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.